Hey, Picks Parlay family, it's me, Detroit Lenny, here with another episode of Bet Win Repeat. Today is Tuesday. It is the 15th, yes, August 15th here. I can't believe we're mid-August. I can't believe this year has flown by. We're already mid-August, but I am Detroit Lenny with Picks and Parlays. Like I said, this is the Bet Win Repeat show. We're going to bring on Ross Benjamin here in a few minutes here. We got Ross Benjamin coming on. Then we got Nick Parsons coming on. We'll talk some MLB. We'll talk some NFL. Now we're in the thick of things in, week 2 of preseason. So before we do that, though, I want to talk a little bit about contest page. Join the Picks and Parlay contest page, facebook.com /groups/Picks and Parlay contest. That's where all the contests are going on. There will be new contests starting for football. And we're going to change stuff up instead of the weekly contest. There's a whole lot going on. That details to follow in the next week or two. But it'll be really interesting. It's a lot of fun stuff there. So definitely check out the contest page if you haven't already. Speaking of the contest page, I want to bring in this graphic real quick here. This is the weekly contest. Started yesterday. These are the people left. We started with like a bajillion. We're down to this many, however many this is. I didn't count, to be honest with you. They're all competing for $100 in a t-shirt. So if your name's on this list, there's a post for you to play your weekly contest play for today. And that contest is real simple. It's like a last man standing thing. Minus 130 or better, one pick a day till you're the last one left. Also, I want to talk about the monthly contest. Safe from the cut. This has been going on since the first. These are the records from the first. BJ Dixon's at 20-8. I can't catch this dude at 19-9. These are the same things. Minus 130 every day. This is 2 picks a day. Today's the 15th. Today's the last day before the cuts. So these people are safe from being cut. You got to be 500 or better on the cut. These people, bubble watch. Okay, we got to be over 500. So you got it like Daniel Alexander. Just use him as an example. He needs 2-0 day today to hit 15-15 and move on to the second half of this game, this contest here. So there's some of you on the watch here. They're in the bubble. Check that out as well. Let me put my ass back to here. I don't know what the hell I just did. But yeah, so that's that. I just wanted to go over contests real quick. That's kind of what they look like on a weekly, monthly basis. There's only 2 contests we're running right now through baseball. It's a weekly contest and a monthly contest. It's very simple. Let's bring in our first guest, Ross Benjamin here. The man, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. Ross Benjamin. I'll get you on the right side there. How we doing, Ross? How's it going, my friend?
It's going great, Lenny. On a roll right now at Picks and Parlays since August 3rd, 15-6-1 in all sports. Off to a 2-0 start in the NFL preseason. So since 2021, 20-10 with my preseason picks, and back to 2010, documented by an independent source, 76-52 in the NFL preseason, good for 59%. So no complaints, Lenny.
Yeah, we'll take that all day.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I'm 3-2 this year. So, I mean,
we'll take that all day too, every day.
I'll take it. And I've just been dabbling on some totals here and there and, my Lions. Listen, I went 1-1 on my Lions. I had a first half full game. They didn't make it first half, but they definitely pulled some stuff together full game. But let's talk a little NFL because baseball for me, I'll be honest with you, I'm so focused on NFL. And I'm so doing my homework and studying and getting my stuff together and where I want to go and where I think some numbers are going to be and following along the preseason that baseball is it's still there. It's still there. It's just a smaller sample size for me. Let's talk the Browns and the Eagles Thursday night football. It's in Philadelphia. Philadelphia is favored by about a field goal. I see 3s. I see 3.5s. Some 37.5 as far as totals go, 38s. This is the Browns' 3rd game. How does that affect them as opposed to the Eagles' 2nd game? Like, does that play a lot into your handicapping there? Talk to me a little bit about that.
Well, we talked about this in an earlier show today, and I don't want to mention the show because it would be a contrast of interest. So basically what we talked about with Picks and Parlays handicappers Jesse Shule and Sean Higgs. How's that?
Okay.
We talked about the approach. You know what I mean? Back in the day, they just started this 3-game schedule last year. Prior to that, it was always a 4-game schedule. We could count on the fact that 90% of teams, Lenny, were going to play week 3 of their 4-game schedule as a dress rehearsal for the regular season, which, as you well know, starters usually played a half. Some coaches like to play them at least one possession in the second half as well, too, to get them accustomed to coming out of the locker room and playing. And then week 4, it would be 90% of the guys playing, or maybe between 80 and 90% of the guys playing weren't going to be part of the team other than maybe the practice squad in week 4. Right. Well, that's all changed with this format, right? And here's the thing. I mean, you would stand to reason, okay, week 2 should be the dress rehearsal, but and week 3 should be where we alluded to what week 4 was before. But the difference being after week 3, there's a week off between the end of the preseason and the NFL regular season. So I wouldn't rule out the fact that teams playing in their final preseason game this year use that as a dress rehearsal, only because, Lenny, I don't know if head coaches really want their starters to go 3 weeks without any game action before the lights come on. I get the fact that, so you're going back to your question, and I hope I answered part of that, it's really, we have nothing to base this on right now. Right. So I don't know if
not
the
a
Browns
lot of sample size.
No, exactly right. And, the Browns, they won in week 1, they lost in week 2. Here's the thing, though. I'm going to look at the first half line here. Right now, the only one that has a line on the first half is DraftKings, and they're showing Philadelphia at -0.5 point at money line odds of -108. Now, I'm sure the day of the game, you'll see more sports books come out with the first half line here. Right. They're just trying to protect themselves right now, and I would go as high as 1.5 or 2 for Philadelphia in the first half here. And let me tell you why, Lenny, real quickly. The Browns, they've been Jekyll and Hyde in the preseason so far in the first 2 games when it comes to their first half and second half performance. The good news is they've outscored their opponents 27-3 during second half action. The bad news is, for whatever reason, they've got off to terrible starts and are being outscored in their first 2 preseason games by a combined score of 30-9. Philadelphia, on the other hand, coming off that 20-19 loss at Baltimore last week, they did cover the point spread. However, in that game, they led 13-10 at the half, and they amassed 271 yards of total offense in the first 30 minutes of action in that contest, in addition to being +2 in the turnover department. 90% of the time or more, again, using that 90% figure, high probability, that when a team amasses that amount of yards, 271 yards, and is +2 in a turnover differential in the first half of any contest, they're more than likely going to score more than 13 points. And I think that will be the case here. I look for this trend to continue. Philadelphia getting off to a good start, the Browns getting off to a bad start. Wouldn't be shocked at all if the Browns recover in the second half to make it interesting or win the game outright. But I am going to go with Philadelphia here, -0.5 point in the first half at moneyline odds of -108. And Lenny, I'll go as high as -2 on this first half bet.
I love that. I love that because I don't want to get on this full game. Here's what I love about preseason. Let me back up. Here's what I love about preseason. To me, it's more of a chess match than it's more. There's more focus on the chess match in preseason than in regular season. It's talent, it's chess. There's a whole lot more going on. Preseason, though, it's a chess match. And I think I love the Eagles in the first half. I kind of also look at the over here a little bit, but there could be some weather, so I'm still waiting on that. That's one thing it's hard to bet really days in advance is outdoor stadiums, especially when you get in December, you don't know. Snow comes in Buffalo. It changes the whole over-under aspect. You know what I mean? So,
Sure.
and weather. You know how the weather works there.
Yeah. Sometimes the total and a movement on a total will tell you or put up a red flag about weather too. So that's something to keep in mind going forward. But I base a lot of my NFL preseason handicapping on head coaching trends. I'm a firm believer that a team takes on the personality of their head coach, not only in regular season, but when you look at preseason records, okay, like John Harbaugh's won 24 in a row. Mike Tomlin has been terrific during the preseason with Pittsburgh, especially in recent years. Sean McDermott from Buffalo, 11-1 straight up in ATS in his last 12 preseason games with Buffalo. And then there's guys on the flip side of the coin that they have losing records during the preseason, but then you look at the regular season marks and coincide it in the same year, it just tells me they don't take preseason action very seriously. Most don't. And also the other thing you want to evaluate is the depth charts. You look at the quarterback depth chart. I put a lot of value in that, Lenny, and you start praising a backup quarterback and people jump all over you. I'm not asking you to bet on this guy being a starting quarterback and taking us to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I'm saying, Teddy Bridgewater, for example. Okay. I think he'll play a little bit this week. You possibly could speak on that a little better. But how much do you want to play him? Because to me, here's the thing. There's a big difference from going from Josh Allen to Kyle Allen in Buffalo. To me, there's not a huge difference going from Jared Goff to Teddy Bridgewater. So why would you even want to jeopardize it? Yeah, right. I mean, Lenny, would you be willing to sign the season off because Goff got hurt and you got to go with Bridgewater? No. There's not going to be a big drop. Yeah. So those are the things you got to evaluate. Yeah.
In that game, I hope he gets some plays, but I hope he gets some time, but not a lot. Like if he get a quarter, I want to see Jared Goff go through the reps. And personally, I would like to see him play a half, Bridgewater play a quarter, and then whoever, Nate Sudfeld, I don't care who plays the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's in my order of whatever. Because I don't want Goff going down. Like he's my number one guy.
No, I'm not implying I want him to go down, but I would say you as a Detroit fan would say, okay, I don't want him going down, but if he does, I'm not willing to say the Lions still aren't a playoff team with Teddy Bridgewater.
Right. I got to keep Bridgewater healthy too. I don't want to throw. He just got his first reps with the team today.
Right.
Like
and
today,
the previous knee issue, right? The previous knee issue. You know what you're going to get with Teddy Bridgewater. You don't know what you have with Sudfeld, and I can't remember the four-string quarterback's name.
There's a Martinez guy in there.
Adrian Martinez. They got five. Yeah. So I think they got
five. And then Hendon Hooker, he's on the roster, but he can't play.
He's on the roster, but he can't play. Yeah, so you know what I'm trying to say, Lenny. Those are the types of evaluations you need to do. And you don't have to account for during the regular season. Okay. Evaluate the depth of a team, evaluate the quality depth of your starting quarterbacks. If you have a veteran, if you have a number 2 and number 3 guy with starting experience, yes, they most likely failed as a starter, right? To begin with. That's why they're backups. But they have starting experience and they face starting talent defensively, and now they're going against backup. So those are the things that I evaluate. Does that make sense?
I love that. Yeah, absolutely. I love that. And I absolutely love that. I'm totally on board with that way of thinking just in general. Ross, what do you make of the 49ers quarterback situation?
Well, I think Brock Purdy's an absolute lock. I don't see it any other way. If he's healthy and ready to go, how do you not go with this kid? He proved that last year. And the 49ers are one of those teams, they can still win despite their quarterback. But Purdy proved last year that he makes intelligent decisions. There's enough of a sample size to say it wasn't a fluke. I'm not sold on Trey Lance, that's for sure. And I had no problem with them departing with Garoppolo. So I think they could win and win big with Purdy. If they need to use Trey Lance, again, similar to the Lions, I don't think that they all of a sudden turn into a non-playoff team because they have to go with Trey Lance. I'd much prefer to see Purdy under center, though, if I'm a 49ers fan or I got a futures bet on the 49ers.
Yeah, I lean Purdy just because I don't think Trey Lance is a viable option for a whole season. I just don't think he can stay healthy. Hell of a talent, but I don't think he can stay healthy that way. Now, Brock Purdy coming off, like Mike says, coming off a ligament injury and all that and coming back. And, those can be tough to come back from and all that. And Lance, I don't know if he's going to get cut, Trey Lance. They're gonna try and move him.
I don't see that, Lenny. You know what I mean? You spent the number one draft choice on him. Let's not forget.
What are you going to get?
On top of the injury he sustained last year, this kid played at North Dakota State. All right. That's a tremendous program at the FCS level, but it's still, you're not playing against Power 5 schools all year. So you got to give him a little chance to develop and not rush him in. So, no, I can't see from a business standpoint you getting a first-round draft choice or using a first-round draft choice on Lance. And it's not like he came on the field and played 10 regular season games and failed miserably. He got hurt before he even had an opportunity. Yeah, he hasn't looked good in camp. But so what? A lot of guys aren't camp players. We'll see.
That's fair. Yeah. We'll see how that shakes out. I think Sam Darnold wins that backup behind Brock Purdy in that room, in that quarterback room in general. But now the NFL allows you to keep an extra quarterback on your roster too. So I don't know if that's going to factor in anything, but I don't see Trey Lance being a Niner at the end of the year. I think he's somewhere else, whether that's, I don't know where.
I don't see that happening until they give him an opportunity and they have a sample size to go on. And right now they don't. I don't know if you can cut a kid unless just based on training camp and OTAs and that kind of performance. So we'll see. I mean, we'll have to respectfully agree to disagree on that. Am I sold on Trey Lance? No, I agree with you. I mean, from, my eye test says, I don't know what they were thinking, as smart an organization as San Fran is, why they thought this kid was number one caliber, So
I don't get it. I don't get it. When they drafted him, I was like, ooh, I don't know about that. But you're right. I mean, we don't have enough to say that one way or the other. I'm going by camp. Some people might not just play good in camp, might not be camp guys like you mentioned. So that's fair. I think I would say we both agree that the jury's still out when it comes to Trey Lance.
Absolutely. And right now, if I had to give an early vote, I would say, Lenny, you're probably going to be right in the long haul, right? But I'm not willing to vote that way yet until I see more kind of thing, So, and don't forget, I mean, Sam Darnold, he's people are tossing his name around as possible trades for a backup. Why would you want to get rid of Sam Darnold when your first two guys are both coming off major injuries? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's a hell of a backup plan to have. So
yeah, I mean, Sam Darnold is the ace up the sleeve you want. Very similar. Yeah. We just talked about this quarterback situation. Teddy Bridgewater. If Jared Goff goes down, I want to be comfortable with Teddy Bridgewater still make us a playoff caliber team. If Trey Lance or Brock Purdy go down, Sam Darnold can manage that offense. That team is built to plug and play a quarterback. They want a winner at quarterback, but they don't need a winner at quarterback. They just need somebody a manager. They need a manager at quarterback. They need somebody to make sure they manage the gameplay. Then don't lose me a game. You don't have to win me the game, but don't lose me the game. And
don't forget with Darnold too. I mean, Lenny, you look, he's really never had an elite cast. Supporting cast. I mean, his years with the Jets were prior to them having any type of success. And he was with Carolina. I mean, again, can you make a case that Carolina had elite players at the skill positions offensively? I mean, when he had McCaffrey, I guess, but I'm talking about wide receivers and tight ends. DJ Moore was good, but you like to see him under center with elite skill position players and a great offensive line like San Fran is. Then I'd be willing to write him off for the rest of his career if he doesn't produce in that situation.
That's fair. That's fair. Well, Ross, I appreciate you coming on, stopping by, buddy. Plug us. Tell us where we can find you, all that good stuff.
Yeah, Picks and Parlays. Right now, if you're watching this show, I have a Monday MLB money line pick in the Guardians and the Reds game. And folks, I've been on fire. 15-6-1 since August 3rd in all sports. That includes 2-0 in the NFL preseason and 13-6-1 if you include just baseball. So I've been on a nice run there. And of course, Lenny, as you well know, my record is actually 18-6. I'm on an 18-6 run, but because Picks and Parlays doesn't allow me to do first 5 bets, that's why you might see a discrepancy from there compared to other sites. And that goes with any handicapper. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, yeah, I mean,
all over. Yeah.
Right. And you can look forward to probably at least 4 picks, if not 5, in week 2 in the NFL preseason this week. And I don't want to beat a dead horse, but I told you all the records in the NFL preseason, folks, and I don't make up records. They're documented. If I get questioned on them, I got the documentation to go with it.
I love it. Don't forget, use that promo code MLB, save you 20% off of everything at picksandparlays.net, including the man, the myth, the legend himself, Ross Benjamin. I appreciate you stopping by, Ross. We'll see you next Tuesday on Bet Win Repeat. We're going to let you go, and we're going to bring Nick Parsons in here. Take care, Ross.
Lenny, always a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Take care, buddy. All right, guys, let's keep this party going. We're going to bring in Nick Parsons here. Nick Parsons, the pro.
What's up?
I like that tagger. What's happening, my man?
Not much.
Talking a little NFL, a little preseason stuff, a little 49er quarterback room talk. How important the court, just this week in particular is, because now we have a shortened preseason. It's only 3 games.
Yes.
There are 4.
Super exciting. We're all trying to get caught up. There's so many moves. There's so many different things going on.
There really is.
And lots of different things to take into account when betting preseason. I mean, regular season too, but preseason, no question about it.
One thing, there's a big news running backs yesterday
in
the NFL.
Exactly.
Zeke Elliott going to the Patriots. I saw a great meme with his crazy hair and his overgrown beard, and then now he's all clean cut, shaved, and trimmed up, and he's like before the Patriot way and after the Patriot way. And I was like, boy, ain't that the truth? So
there you go. I actually put out a wager on a prediction on the Patriots to go over their win total this year. Yeah. So, for Picks and Parlays.
We did that video.
Yeah. And so, I mean, that was before knowing this, of course. And
right.
I kind of think of running backs as sort of being, unless you are at the very top of your game, the 1 or 2, I kind of feel like running backs, they're so good that you can sort of put in anyone in a system and they're going to produce. But I mean, it's still something there. It's one other extra weapon that he can rely on. It certainly has experience, So
yeah, exactly. The guy. Listen, that division: Bills, Jets, Patriots, Dolphins. I mean,
it's kind of up in the air. I agree.
It's a hodgepodge of talent.
Yeah, it's his third year going in as quarterback there, and he, they have the new offensive coordinator as well. So, yeah, no, I that's why I think that there's going to be some positive sort of progression there for everyone.
Yeah.
I mean, the Patriots, the last 2-3 years has definitely been their defense, which has kept them respectable. And so I think that they can keep that going. And so I see a bit of improvement from Mac Jones. He's never going to be a big fantasy guy, put up big fantasy numbers, but he does other things that on the field of play, you know what I mean? And you were just talking about being a game manager, and that's kind of what he is, So
who do you think wins the AFC East here? I think the Jets. I hate to say it, because I can't stand Karen Rodgers, and now he's with it and now he's got Dalvin Cook. It's like I respect Dalvin Cook, and I don't mind played against him with the Vikings forever and the Lions, but I would have rather him went anywhere else except for give Aaron another damn tool, because the Jets are becoming a problem for people. And I know.
Yeah, well, there you go. The Jets. I mean, remember when Favre went to the Jets?
Yeah.
Right? And now he's falling. But there's a big difference. Favre was definitely on the tail end of his career. You know what I mean? And so it would be Rodgers would still have a few really good years left in him here. So there's a big difference for sure.
I think the Jets will challenge the Chiefs. Listen, perfect, the NFL in my book, some this conspiracy theory. It's already written. Okay, AFC
yeah. Well, there you go.
Here we go. AFC Championship game, Jets, Chiefs. Mark the day, August 15th. I'm telling you right now, Jets, Chiefs. It doesn't matter. Lions win, but in the Super Bowl.
Well, there you go. Jets, Chiefs. I mean, that would really big market there in New York if they could ever get a New York team back in the Super Bowl, etc. So, and
I know
I like that prediction as well. Obviously, I wonder what the odds changed with that signing. Would have changed a bit for sure.
I mean, I don't think it's I like, I think the Bengals, the Bills, I think those two teams take a step back a little bit this year, and that allows I like the Steelers. I don't necessarily think the Steelers. I think they're a wild card team. I don't know if they win that division, but they're in there. I really like the Steelers. I don't think it matters in the South, the AFC South. I really don't think it matters at all. And the NFC is kind of wide open, in my opinion.
No, it's going to be interesting.
Except for
who
the
can
Eagles.
Stay healthy is what it all comes down to in the end.
Yeah. Eagles, Niners, sure, that's the whatever, but I don't feel like it's that big a deal.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's hard to repeat. It's hard to get back to do. Look at the Bengals. Just little things can happen. It's going to be tough for the Eagles to repeat that, and it's going to be, so.
Yeah, this AFC
never works out.
I know Higgs is high on the Broncos, and I am just not. And I don't see a whole lot of improvement from
what does he mean? He's really high on them and that they're going to improve significantly, go over their win total?
Yeah, he does. He likes
and win the division, or just
he likes them
be better than last year. I mean, because you could see that being better than last year.
This is a Chiefs division to lose, obviously, but nobody's gonna compete with the Chiefs in that division. They're just not. I mean, the Chargers will be good, the Raiders will be 500, and the Broncos will be
maybe 500.
I don't think so. Like 7-10.
They'll finish one game under 500. Yeah,
I don't think they get the 500 ball. I just don't. I think I think Russell Wilson is learning. I think Russell Wilson misses Pete Carroll. And he misses the way Seattle plays football. And it's way different than the way Denver plays football. And he's
no question about it.
And Sean Payton ain't going to fix that. I'm sorry. It's just not. But Higgs said Higgs thinks that they take the division. I don't see it. I don't think the Broncos take. I think the Broncos finish in last. They compete for the bottom of that division with the Raiders.
Well, that'll be extremely disappointing. Imagine just how much money on that team, and with the new coach and everyone getting geared up for another huge year of disappointment and failure. I think it's going to be improved for sure. I mean, it has to be after how just awkward and difficult it was last year.
What do you got in the MLB? Let's talk a little baseball here. We've been talking football for
doing really good in baseball in the second half here. Currently on a 67-46 run. I've also done really well in soccer. I've opened up the Premier League 3-1, going back to when MLS just before it ended there. I was on a run too, so I'm on an 8-2 soccer run, and doing well in baseball here. Lots of interesting matchups coming down the stretch, obviously.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Anything you like today in the MLB? I mean, I'm all over a few plays, and there's I don't want to say square, but they're kind of like I'm on the Rangers, no bat in the ninth.
Right. That's a great pick. They laid the hammer down there last night, 12-0.
Yeah.
And so you're looking at this starting pitching matchup. Giolito, decent overall this year, but he's really struggled for his new team. Montgomery, just the opposite of that. So
exactly.
Yeah.
And I just think it's a clear-cut favorite. Texas at home. I think and I'm not going to money line that at minus 180, 190, whatever it is. I'll take the minus 120, and then just to not have them bat in the ninth. That's my go-to.
Yeah, I like that. So, yeah.
And I'm on the Cubs.
Then you get a much more reasonable price.
Yeah. I'm on the Cubs for the same situation in my opinion.
Right.
I think that's a battle. Chicago.
That's another good call.
There.
Yeah.
It's going to be a dogfight. Everybody seems to think the Cubs are going to run away with it. I like them to win it, but I don't think they're going to crush. I just say, there's might be maybe more of a rivalry and fan rivalry than a player rivalry, but either way.
Well, we got Houston and Miami. That's a really interesting series, I thought. I actually had a play on Miami on the run line last night because it's got a really good price on that. If you liked Miami, you could get a really good price on that as well.
Yeah.
Today, although Cueto going up against Javier. But Miami's really good at home. They got the momentum going right now.
I don't hate them as a dog kind of situation. I don't like the Twins-Tigers game at all. I don't like the Guardian. I didn't like a lot of baseball. I spent a lot of time just studying for football and stuff and trying to get
doubt. I mean, it's going to be exciting. We're going to have such unlimited content to talk about here shortly.
It's going to be
college football starting on the 26th.
Yeah.
So
college football is right around the corner. I feel like I've been so excited for NFL that I've not given college football the right amount of attention. So
I've looked at the opening day.
1:00 in the morning reading about college rosters and this.
Well, it opens up over in Ireland. Navy at Notre Dame.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first game of the year.
Yeah, and I'm on Navy. I am. I'm on Navy with the points. I just think I think Notre Dame probably kicks the shit out of them. Don't get me wrong, but I just don't think
can they cover the 20 points?
No, I don't. And I'll probably be wrong. I just hate Navy or not Navy. Notre Dame. I'm not a big Notre Dame guy.
Pretty sure Navy lost a lot of really one possession games last year that could have gone either way, and it was. Yeah, it was sort of better than what its win-loss record would have indicated there. I mean, there's a lot to catch up on here as these seasons come back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're so focused on baseball and so many things. And so, it's a lot of catching up for everyone.
And tread lightly, folks. Tread lightly. Starting to college
that's
football,
good advice.
NFL, take it easy. Just pump your brakes. Don't just blindly get on a bunch of dogs or favorite or this, that. It's a long season. Let's just ease our way into it kind of thing. But Mr. Nick Parsons, I appreciate you coming on today. We're going to cut it a little short today. I got a haircut.
No worries.
I don't know what to tell you, folks. I'm just not even going to bullshit you. I got to look at this hair. See, this is out of control. I need a haircut. We'll be back tomorrow. Bet We'll repeat at 1:00 Eastern. Till then, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Don't forget also, check out Nick Parsons Premium Plays at picksandparlays.net. Use the promo code MLB. Save you 20% off the entire site. Till then, we'll see you on the next one. Good luck, unless you're against us. Take care.